What's going on, everyone? I'm Mitch from the channel OmniBuddy, here to talk about one of the latest Batman books, Sean Gordon Murphy's Batman Beyond the White Knight. Alright, so first things first, this is actually part of a series. Batman Beyond the White Knight is part of the Beyond the White Knight series. So you have two oversized hardcover deluxes, Batman White Knight, Batman Curse of the White Knight, and then you have two, here, there's a little scale for you. We'll lay them down on the table and you can see a little bit more, a little bit better for scale and all that. But basically premier hardcovers, you have Harley Quinn, which is a great backstory to all the things that happened to Harley Quinn during this, and then you have Beyond the White Knight. And I gotta say, this whole series of the White Knight is just friggin' phenomenal. If you don't know it, it's written and drawn by Sean Gordon Murphy, Sean Murphy, however you want to say his name. Usually I say Shane in my head. I don't know why. I'm trying to get out of that. But yeah, his art style, his storytelling is so good. He has done so many things like Punk Rock Jesus, The Wake, plot holes. He is a prolific, really good artist, and he's actually a really good storyteller too. So DC has given him a chance to do this kind of, I'd say it's Elseworld, like an Elseworld story on what happens with Batman and the Joker, and then with Beyond the White Knight, it jumps forward in time to more of the Batman Beyond timeline. But super cool stuff. I'm not going to say too much more about it because it's freaking awesome and I want to show off the art, talk about the story a little bit. So let's get it down on the table and check it out. All right, so here is the Batman Beyond the White Knight hardcover. This is more of a premiere hardcover, so we'll kind of give you an idea of scale here that I was talking about. So here's the Harley Quinn hardcover. That is the same size and scale, a little bit thinner, obviously, but same size and scale. Here are the Curse of the White Knight and regular White Knight hardcovers, which are also the same scale, but regular White Knight is actually thinner than Curse of the White Knight, so it's actually not quite twice as long, but yeah. And then here, I'll give you a little bit of a layover here. So yeah, you can see it's obviously a little bit smaller in scale. It's probably about the same thickness and size as the regular White Knight storyline, but obviously it's about a ½ inch-ish shorter, and maybe just over a ½ inch, not quite ½ inch smaller. So there's your look at it. I'll give you the spines here so you can see them all. We have White Knight, Curse of the White Knight, Harley Quinn, and Beyond. So yeah, that is, as of now, the 4 hardcovers for the White Knight series. But let's talk more about Beyond, because that's why we're here. So here's the shot of the cover, rear shot. This retails for $29.99 USD. Obviously, you can get it way cheaper on OPB, and of course, using that creator code too. And then let's pop this dust jacket off and check out the actual hardcover. So let's open it up here. So you got some nice hardcover cover boards here, which are really nice. I love when they don't just do like a black or purple or whatever, but they do some nice, really nice art. And of course, Sean Gordon Murphy's art is great, and so why not slap it all over the place? And then we get it going here, and I am a sucker for end sheets. Really great end paper here with some cool art, and on there too you got GTO on there. And then let's kind of get into it. So this collects Batman, yeah. Oh yeah, so this collects Batman Beyond the White Knight, and also Batman White Knight Presents Red Hood. So it's got some of the Red Hood stuff in here too, which is super cool. And Yeah, so let's see how much of it is there. Yeah, so it's basically both miniseries on here. And yeah, so we jump right into it, and man, this is so cool. So if you have not read White Knight or Curse of the White Knight, probably going to be some spoilers. I try and just talk high level and not talk spoilers, but you know what? This kind of, it all goes together, so you're going to have a really hard time not being spoiled on this. Not an absolute huge thing. Bruce Wayne starting off in jail, and he's been in jail for a while, and then all of a sudden you got Beyond right there, and he's talking to someone in his ear, and he's trying to investigate the Batcave. He's breaking into the Batcave, and you're like, what the crap is going on? And you got Derek Powers in here, which for those who know a lot about Batman Beyond, they know Powers is not a good guy. But with White Knight and Curse of the White Knight, a lot of that kind of stuff is getting flipped upside down, and those questions are asked. Who is really the bad guy in the series? And yeah, so then we jump right into Bruce Wayne in prison, but he's still helping people out and still being a good guy and trying his hardest. And GTO, created by Derek Powers, they're kind of like the militarized Gotham police force. But you know what? You got some familiar faces leading it. And man, so much character interplay on what's going on and feelings and just these past issues coming to arise with Harley Quinn and kids and family and who's the dad, who acts as the dad. Goes way back into Jason Todd's and just man, everyone's backstories and how this all played out and how the Red Hood happened and other characters that you meet along the way and what's going on. But man, this story is so freaking cool and has so many cool plot developments and not necessarily twists, but there are some really cool. I always appreciate when, especially in Batman, you gotta have good mystery and good solutions to problems, and that's what they do here. There are some really good solutions to some really big problems, and Batman and how he's dealing with the Joker and both of them, and how the Joker is still alive, and if the Joker is still alive, and it's just a lot of weird questions and psychology behind this stuff, and trying to solve who is behind Batman, the Beyond suit, and all of that. And man, I just friggin' loved it. You get new Robins, you get old Robins, you get old Batgirls, and kind of new Batgirls-ish almost, new Batman, and old histories and old grudges being coming to the forefront. And man, this is so cool. And so let's see, did I skip into the Red Hood yet? Yeah, I think this is the Red Hood part. So yeah, so it's about halfway through the book. You get Red Hood jumping in and kind of going into the backstory of all of that. And Shriek, man, Shriek is one of my absolute favorite Beyond villains. So I was so happy to see him in this book. Man, if you haven't seen that episode of Beyond where they introduce Shriek, that scene where they're fighting in dead silence is so cool. One of the coolest animation sequences and fight scenes I've seen on screen. So good, so glorious. Love seeing me some Shriek. You got Blight in here. Oh man, so many great villains and so many great storylines just coalescing together. And with Joker, Bruce, oh man, so good. And then Harley, oh man, I just keep gushing about this. The art though, aside from the story, the art by Sean Gordon Murphy is just next level. Absolutely next level art by Sean Gordon Murphy. These huge splash pages, but he does such good detail in these splash pages. And I mean, it's not just like, oh, we're drawing boots or something like that, but like the natural progression from panel to panel using like oh, her foot, you know, you're reading here and then you follow her foot to the next panel. And just beautiful work by Sean, not just in art, but just in layout and structure of his pages. These splash pages, like single pages, and full width, like you saw earlier. The color, the color is so good too. Oh man, because Beyond has that like black and red, and then has some stark color thrown in, like the bright green for Blight, or that just neon pearl white for Shriek. Just jumps out on the pages. And then historical page, like oh man, it is so good. It's so good, but I have trouble talking too much more about it because I really don't want to give too much away. But oh man, come on, like all the characters there, all the Bat family, just new and old, so good. So we'll skip through kind of to the end here, and then let's see, I don't want to give anything away, but yeah, so we got a little bit of a cover art gallery for extras at the end. Dustin Nguyen's his Batman Beyond is just some of the coolest looking Beyond stuff out there. We got really nice cover arts here of Joker and Harley and old Bruce, and oh man, look at that shadow interplay there. I gotta say, the shadow play here throughout the book, with like Bruce having the ears in the shadow and the Joker having like the long nose, like comparing the characters like outer to their inner kind of a thing, and oh, so good, so well done. But yeah, so we got all that stuff going on, and then we got some great end page art, and there it is. We'll put the old dust jacket back on, because we don't read with our dust jackets on, do we? We take them off because they are our treasured pieces of art. Even though they're allegedly supposed to be protecting the book, we protect them. So that is a quick overview. All right, so that was a quick overview of Batman Beyond the White Knight by Sean Gordon Murphy. Like I said, the art is just outstanding. The story is just super cool. Batman Beyond is one of my absolute favorite DC stories, or whatever. I young teen, grew up loving that tune, friggin' love the cartoon, and then found out, oh, there's comics. So I have some of the comics, not all of them. There is actually quite a bit of Batman Beyond comics out there that you kind of got to go look for. Not all of them are in print. Some of them are pretty heavily out of print. So hopefully we can start getting some Batman Beyond Omnis, because that would be freaking awesome. But what I'm also really hoping for is that they collect at least these four. I'm not totally sure if they're coming out with more White Knight stuff. I think there's a couple other things in the works. Hopefully they collect it all, but it's super cool that we get the oversized hardcovers of the main story, and then we get some premiere hardcovers, which they're oversized, but they're really good price, especially if you use like code OmniBuddy or any of the other creator codes out there that are supported by Organicpricedbooks. You can get them for $2 off. You could order all of these and get the 5% off your entire order of 3 or more books and get them all shipped together. But yeah, they're super cool. The art is great. You cannot beat these books. It is definitely, I think it's my absolute favorite DC ongoing collected thing going on right now. My favorite DC thing I've read right now lately, besides this, is Wonder Woman Historia, which I'm going to be doing an overview of that really quick here, so be sure to check that out. I'm going to be doing an even more in-depth overview for my channel on some of these, and the whole series actually, so be looking out for that. But until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, do all those things. But the most important thing to do is comment, because we love talking with you all. So make sure to let us know if you've read The White Knight, only part of it, all of it. If you've read some of those Batman Beyond books, did you like them? What did you think of them? Let us know in the comments. All right, that's it. Take care. Stay cool.